Alright y'all, so let's go ahead and close out the budget for the week. So we did budget the lower end, and I figured we should always bring home at least $1,500 a piece from both our jobs, so that way I don't have, you know, too bad of a surprise if it's not what we expect it to be. But at the bare minimum, it should be at least $3,000 every 2 weeks from our primary jobs. So I'm happy to say that first check ended up being really good. It came in at $17.86. So that is great. And then we didn't have a rollover, I don't believe. Right, we did not have a rollover from the previous week, so there was no rollover. Now, the second paycheck, y'all ready for this? I picked up extra. So I'm trying my best, y'all, to get this money while it's out there. I don't know how long they're going to be offering these, you know, critical pay shifts. But I did pick up 2, so I was very excited to see this paycheck. But it ended up being $4,629, which is triple the amount that my paycheck would normally be. So I'm super excited about that. $4,629. So our total that we will be working with is $1,786 plus $46.29. That is $6,415. Yay. So that is double the amount. Okay, so let's move over to our expenses. As far as our expenses, we only had 3 to worry about this week, which is a great thing, but next week is going to be a little bit more heavy. So the mortgage ended up being $590. That's just what we're going to set aside for when that payment comes out. So the insurance did not come out this week. It's usually scheduled to come out around the 12th, and I guess just because it was, you know, part of the weekend, so I'm sure it's going to probably come out on today or tomorrow. So we'll put 0 here, and then I'll just make sure to add it to next week's bills. Alright, medical insurance, that is automatic, so that was $200, and that comes out of my paycheck. So the total for our bills for this week ended up being $590 plus $200, $790. Perfect. So now we have left over $5,625, which is great. Okay, let's move down to our cash envelopes. Sorry about that little glare here. I am by the window, so I do apologize. So for groceries, yeah, we put the usual amount, $125, and that worked out fine. For childcare, we did $50, and we did not use any childcare this time, but I went ahead and added the amount in the envelope just in case. I like to have a little bit of a cushion in there, so that is great. That way if we ever need someone to watch the kids, we'll have some money in there. Gas, we did the usual $86. So miscellaneous got 20, and as you can see right here, I added 20 for both my husband and I. So this actually ended up being $40 for each of us for our pocket money, and then $20 for family fun. Alright, so let's go ahead and add those up. Alright guys, so that total ended up being $381. So just over by $40, which is okay. So left over, we now have $5,244. I'm going to drag that all the way up here by our sinking funds. So 5,244. So I left these alone as far as the amounts that we budgeted for. I'm going to just actually do the same amount, only because it is the beginning of the month and I want to make sure we have a good amount left over for our debt payment. So I'm only going to do $400, and I'm actually going to put $120 in the low priority and then $280 in the high priority. So that total would be $400. And then now we are left with $4,844. So extra debt for this one is going to get 0. Let me drag that 48, 44. No debt this time, so we are left with 48, 44. Now for our saving challenge, I said I was going to start doing the whole pick the number, you know, have my little jar. But I actually changed my mind. Y'all know how I do. I change my mind all the time. I am not going to pick the numbers this year. I'm just going to do a different approach, and that is one high number and one lower number. So that way it's just not so much anxiety for me when I'm picking these numbers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is it going to be a high number? Is it going to be a high number? Am I going to be able to do it? So the same thing with the debt snowball money challenge. With my little rollover money for my envelopes, I'm going to do the same thing. One high number and one low number. So for this week, I am actually going to be doing numbers 4 and 51. I would have done 3, but last pay period I did 2 and 3 instead of doing like 2 and 51. I know it's kind of confusing. The numbers are going to be 4 and 51. And that is a total of $55. So let's go ahead and drag that 4844. Y'all, this coil is throwing me off. It's kind of hard to write with this right here. So that's one of the things I don't like about this workbook is this huge coil. Okay, so 4844, we said our saving challenge is going to be $55. All right, so that would be $55 here. And then we are left with $4,789. Okay, so $4,789, and I made a mistake here by going ahead and put that rollover last time. I shouldn't have done that since I did not know exactly what it was going to be. So we need to change that. Thank goodness for whiteout. So actually we are rolling over $4,789. So I did decide to go ahead and use this sheet. So instead of it saying cash envelope breakdown, if you do purchase this in the shop, it will come with the sinking fund header. But I do have an option to purchase the ones that just says cash envelopes. But for me, this page is just mainly for my sinking funds. So what I'm going to do is real quick is just write down all of the amounts that I would like to add to each of my categories.
I fall back to you, really nothing I can do about it. Why do I fall back to you? It's like you're a drug to me, I can't quit. It's not like we're still 22, trying something new, just a pastime. I don't think that we ever could work this out. None of it makes sense, there's no reason why I still fall back to you.
Alright, I got my sinking funds all filled out, so I have my cash breakdown. Y'all know sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But for video purposes, I'll go ahead and fill it out. So let's go ahead and set up for week 3. So we do know we will have a rollover, yay. The rollover is $47.89. And then we do have some other income that should be here, and that's from family, and that would be $665. So that's all the income I am going to budget for. So the total is $47.89 plus $665. So we should be working with $54.54. So the bills are going to be a little heavy this week. It's just a lot of things come out around this time. So we will continue with the mortgage, doing that weekly, and that will be $590. And I am going to add that car insurance because it did not come out last week. So that should be $185. We'll have the truck payment. And you guys know this is the current debt that we were working on, so that will be $460. And then student loans. Student loans should be $135. pest control. So we do pest control every other month, so this is our month to pay, and that is usually $102. Life insurance should come out as well, and then that one should be $136. The electric bill, so I'm just going to write $220 because I know it is at least $220. So electric and water. Sorry if y'all hear my kids in the background. Alright, and I think that is it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the total for our bills for this week should be $590, $1828. Alright, so we should have $3,626 left. Okay, so we said $36.26 left. I'm going to bring that down. Y'all did not see any of that. I got to remember to look up when I'm doing this. So I just put $125 in groceries, $50 in childcare, $85 in gas, and $20 in the rest of the spending envelopes, and the total came up to $340. So let's take that away from the 36.26, so $340, and then we're left with $32.86. Alright, so I forgot to put the date here. This was 2/14 through the 20th. And this is week number 3. So sinking funds we won't do for week 3. So that would be 0. And then we should still be left with our $32.86. Now extra debt, same thing. We're going to do 0 for this one. And then we are left with $32.86. And lastly, same thing with savings. We're not going to do any saving challenges since this will be a off week as far as our wages. Alright, so we have that $32.86 all the way down. So I'm not going to write rollover this time just because I don't know exactly how much we will have to roll over for that 4th week. But the budget is set up, so we should at least have $32.86 to work with at the end of the month, which is great because that'll mean I'll have quite a bit of money left to do our debt snowball. So I'm excited about that. So that is pretty much it for our weekly check-in. We already set up our budget and I broke down our paycheck. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And what I'm going to do right now is set up for our cash stuffing. So I'll see you guys over in that video. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.